A blessed day to all of you, dear friends, and also those fellow worshippers in other parts of the world. We continue to meditate on this first reading taken from the letter of Paul to the Galatians. And here emerges, or the central figure that is subject of Paul's meditation is that of Abraham. We know very well the importance of Abraham in the Old Testament as considered or chosen by God, and he received that promise to be the father of many nations, of many peoples. But in the New Testament, Paul takes him again as a figure, not on that merit of being the father with that promise of being the father of many nations, but reinterpreting it as Abraham as the icon, the model of a perfect believer. And with this we see how Paul would use the faith of Abraham, his example of faith to God, as the very model for all believers, and it becomes now the model of pure faith that does not lean on works of the law in order to claim one's salvation, but as Paul would say, it is that salvation is a gift from God, and it is an opening of oneself to God. In this way, Abraham becomes a sign of salvation, not only for the Jews, but now for everyone who has faith. And this becomes a sign of hope also for everyone, because one does not need to become a Jew anymore to participate in the promise of life, everlasting life, promised by God and achieved by the Lord Jesus, but rather what equalizes us, what opens for everyone the opportunity to acquire salvation, is now open to everyone, and that is faith, our key to God's heart. A new way of participating in that promise of God is faith, not anymore based on racial association, but rather our association with God, with Jesus, through faith. Our opening of our hearts, of ourselves to God, to His grace. And that makes us all equal before God. No more distinction between Jews and pagans. The possibility now with Jesus Christ saving us, saving everybody who has faith in Him. So the new criterion of affiliation to Christ, to God, is this: faith. And it was precisely of Abraham's faith that made him the model for all who wish to be counted as children of God. Thus, because of this, through Abraham, he became the father of many nations. Not only that, but all nations are blessed in him. So our affiliation with God through faith, as I've said, is not anymore due to whatever criteria of affinity, but rather by faith, opening for us the possibility, and not only, and this possibility is given to all. One of the things that made Abraham, with his faith, is that he became a blessing to people, to many people, to all people. Men and women of faith, this is also our call, that we become blessings like Abraham for others.